And to be honest, the Time Machine colorway was not planned for me on a personal level. I'm really hoping to get the Violet Frost colorway. That's really my target, to be honest. That colorway. Hey everyone, welcome back to Soul Freaks. My name is Tony, and for this episode, we're gonna be looking into another colorway of the LeBron 20. So join us and let's go. Alright, yes, I was able to score this colorway. So what we have here is the Nike LeBron 20 Violet Frost. Now, when I did the Time Machine review, I did mention that this is the colorway that I was really going after. Now, in all technicalities, in terms of the materials, the performance, and even history of the sneaker, there are no difference between the two colorways, well, except the color, right? Now, with all that said, for the upper materials, what we have here is a battle knit upper. So that goes from the lateral side of the sneaker going to the medial side, and we even have the same materials on the forefoot area and toe box area. Now, this is the same materials that was used for the Nike LeBron 15. So technically, they're just both knitted upper. Now, for the LeBron 20, there are some dedications from past LeBron models, and one of them here is the materials for the upper based from the LeBron 15. Now, speaking of Nike, for this swoosh, we have a double stack swoosh on the lateral side. Now, it's metallic gold on the outer swoosh with a little extension on at the heel area. And on the inner layer, we have a violet frost swoosh stitched into the materials itself. Now, on the medial side, we only have the stitch violet frost swoosh there. So for the medial, they just made it simple, unlike in the lateral side. Now, aside from that, we have the tongue area. The tongue area has the same knitted materials on the lower part of it, but on the top of the tongue, we have a suede leather. And underneath the tongue is just simple foam. Now, the lace eyelet right here is pink leather, so that goes around the tongue area. And at the bottom part here is the double X, meaning 20. So it's a Roman numeral number 420 for the 20th sneaker. Now, for the collar area, what we have here is the Nike Spear. So the Nike Spear was used for the LeBron 1 or Air Zoom generation, and even for the LeBron 2. So again, this is one of those past materials that was used for past LeBron models. So they made a comeback for the Nike Spear. Now, on the heel area, what we have here is the logo of LeBron. So we have the LJ logo and the crown. So this is the logo that LeBron has been using since his switch to the Miami Heat. So before he was using the LJ23 logo, so that was classic and iconic as well. Now, alright, now, so for the sizing and the fit, what we have here is true to size. Now, in terms of ventilation spacing, your true to size is more than enough. Now, if you have a wide foot, I'd recommend to go a half size up. Now, also some factors to consider if you wear some accessories such as ankle braces or anything that would prevent injuries, I'd recommend to go to a physical store to try them out. So for those kind of scenarios, it's better to have a physical store size testing to be sure, because injuries are unavoidable these days, and it's important to take care of yourself on that. Now, in terms of the comfort, what we have is the Nike Spears as mentioned earlier. So this will give you a good comfort on the ankle area. And we have a thick heel counter right here to give you a good lockdown. Now, on the midfoot side, on the medial here, so as you play, there's going to be slight creases on the medial. So that's pretty much normal, and that is due to compression. So I've been playing with the Time Machine for quite a while, and I did notice that there are some slight creases on the medial side. So if you do see that, that's pretty much normal, especially if you've been playing with that same sneaker for a longest time. Alright, now so for the midsole, what we have here is the Cushlon rubber. Now, just beneath the cushion rubber and just under the sock liner, we have two air zoom unit. So one on the heel area and another on the forefoot area. So the booklet will tell you where specifically they are located, but there are two air zoom unit that will give you a double comfort. Now on the midfoot area, what we have here is the carbon fiber shank. So this is not the first time that Nike used that same carbon fiber shank. So this is well known to be on the Air Jordans, and even the Kobe 6 has its own version of the carbon fiber shank. So this is what the carbon fiber shank looked like from the debut colorway. So this is a transparent outer sole. That's why it's more visible versus this one. So up next here is what we have is the lateral guardrail or the outrigger as well. So this will give you a lateral support for any movement. And lastly, we have the outer sole. We have a multi-directional one here. So unlike the LeBron 19, this is multi-directional versus the single direction. So this is good traction for any movement on the court, lateral or linear. Now, as well on the part of the outer sole, we have the Dunkman logo. So this Dunkman logo was first seen on the LeBron 16. So it also made its return on the LeBron 20. Alright, so what are my overall thoughts for the LeBron 20? Now, in all technicalities, there's no difference between the Violet Frost and the Time Machine colorway. So I already did a review for the Time Machine colorway earlier this season. So I will include the link for that in the description below. Feel free to watch that. Now, another reason why there's not much of a difference in terms of the materials, performance is because the Violet Frost and Time Machine colorway was part of the early releases of the LeBron 20s in 2022. So aside from these two colorway, we also had the bread colorway. So those are the first three colorways that was released for the LeBron 20. So technically they were called the Trinity of LeBron 20. So after those three, there were releases of the debut colorway, the Christmas colorway, the All-Star colorway, and even some special edition colorways that has different upper materials. So I think it was leather and some of them are suede. So in terms of materials and performance for those different kinds of LeBron 20, not much of a difference, including the comfort, everything else. Now performance-wise, you'll definitely get your money's worth because first of all, we have a complete set of midsole here. So we have cushion, we have air zoom, and we have a good traction on the floor. So multi-directional is better for any kind of sneaker. We also have the ventilation. The ventilation for the LeBron 20 is okay, given the size that you selected is your exact size. So with the battlenet upper, the ventilation and spacing should be good, but if you're not so sure, go a half size up. So it's very important to consider the spacing and ventilation when you play basketball especially. Now, I believe this is where the argument will begin, the pricing. So the pricing for the LeBron 20 is high. I have to be honest on that. And to admit, for a low-cut sneaker, the pricing of the LeBron 20 is a little bit high. So these are the prices for the earlier versions of the LeBron 20 and even up to the All-Star or special editions of it. So in all, maybe just maybe in a business point of view, reason for this kind of pricing is number one, most materials that was used for this sneaker was really put in there. So we have a complete set of cushion, air zoom, battlenet upper, Nike Spear, material wise. Number two is the market of the player that's being promoted for the sneaker. So obviously we have LeBron James. So the pricing really has its factors why it's really high. But in terms of is it worth it? Really have to say yes, it's very worth it. So so basically the LeBron 20 is still a hot topic out there for sneakerheads. So if you're looking for a basketball sneaker with a comfort and at the same time, great traction and stuff like that, and you're willing to spend a little, so the LeBron 20 may be it. So I hope this video do help you out if you want to decide to buy a LeBron 20. Now, given that thought, Nike has already released a secondary line based from the LeBron 20. So they called it the Nike LeBron NXXT. So since we're already on the 20th year of LeBron sneaker, they released another secondary line based on, after 20 years, something like that. So basically it means next. So the packaging, so Aside from the sneaker itself, it also includes a small card or booklet. Will give you a blueprint of the sneaker. So basic details about it can be found here. Alright, so I think that's about it for this episode. Now, if you have any comments or reaction regarding our featured sneaker, feel free to write it down in our comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have more sneaker reviews, sneaker tips, and even other topics regarding sneakers. Now, we also have our social media website at Facebook and Instagram, so follow us at Sold Freaks. And we also post daily contents. Alright, so thanks for tuning in. My name is Tony. We'll see you at our next episode and keep moving forward.